बेसिकली अभी मैं संदीप से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा द टोकन ऑफ अप्रिशिएशन टू दिव्यांग मित्तल एज एडवोकेट.
As you know, everybody came for the defense purpose like NDA and all, but you should know the second option as well. If not NDA, what are the other options left for you guys after class 12? You should know. The idea was always आपको मालूम होना चाहिए. Isn't it? Yes, sir. तो एक brief idea, Chief Officer Divyang. Beautiful evening. I would like to mention few things. I think which are very important. Chief Officer Divyang Mittal was born in front of me only. He is the only son of my sister, and इसकी upbringing, when I was in Navy, I used to take leave when he was born, and I used to spend lots of time with him when he was growing up, like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, like that only till now. I'll show you one pic. He was an average student. He was not a very good student in studies. He was an average student. But with his hard work and guidance, आज ये आपके सामने है ना. I think he is earning. He is going ship to join ship as a chief officer. He is earning. I think he will get around 8 lakh rupees per month salary. Am I right? Huh? 6 to 8 lakh rupees. 6 to 8 lakh rupees he is going to get salary per month. So you can imagine, and he is just 29 years of age. तो वो बात भी आपको देखना है कि अगर आप सपोज एनडीए का डिफेंस बनाई जा रहा है तो ऐसा नहीं कि रोड एंड है. It is not like that. There are so many other things, and merchant navy is some like half defense job, so uniform job. You see this picture in uniform only. ठीक है. एडवांटेज डिसएडवांटेज की बात हो रही थी कि व्हाट आर द बिग एडवांटेज एंड बिग डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ जॉइनिंग मर्चेंट नेवी. सो आई गिव यू वन एग्जांपल. राइट नाउ हिज फ्रेंड केम फ्रॉम ऑल द वे फ्रॉम पनामा टू मीट हिम. दिस इज द बिगेस्ट एडवांटेज आई बिलीव, एंड द बिगेस्ट डिसएडवांटेज, she was supposed to go like on 12th of October. She is going on her return tickets was booked for 12th of October, but just now I think day before yesterday Divyang got call from his company that he has to join ship on 5th of October. तो जैसे कि बताया सडनली ज्वाइनिंग आ गई तो बिग डिसएडवांटेज हो गया ये कि उसकी फ्रेंड आ रखी है और he has to go back. यही इस तरह का है चलता है. बट ये सब चलता रहता है, वो डिफेंस में भी होता है. एनडीए में नहीं हुआ तो ध्यान ज्वाइन मर्चेंट नेवी तो अच्छा ऑप्शन के लिए है, आपके लिए भी ऐसे आगे रहेगा. आई विल शो यू वन पिक ऑफ दिव्यांग मित्तल व्हेन ही वाज आई थिंक 2 year old or 2.5 year old with me, and with this pic I'll call him to present token of love. And I wish he should become captain very soon. और मेरा बचपन का सपना है इसको कैप्टन बनते हुए देखने का. इसके साथ साथ मेरे बचपन का भी सपना था जो मैं इनके साथ ग्रोन अप हो रहा था इन माय नेवी करियर. तो वो मेरा सपना था, ये कैप्टन बनने की उस राह पे निकल चुका है. तो कैन यू शो द पर्टिकुलर पिक? He is chief officer of Mittal. ये आपके संदीप सर. और ये जो कैप इसमें पहनी हुई है ये मेरी नेवी की कैप है. When I was on leave, I think ये 94 की पिक होगी, I think I believe 94 की होगी. तो जब मैं छुट्टी पे आया ऑफिस तो ये फोटो तब की है और ये कैप मेरी है. तो ये आप देखो उसकी जर्नी कहाँ से शुरू हुई और आज तक कैसे चल रही है. तो विद दिस नोट आई would like to call on the stage.
That's going in my.
आगे बढ़ता रहे, ठीक है? शाबाश 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 शाबाश।
ये लाइन ये जर्नी में ऐसी चलती है अच्छे से, साथ मिलके हम सब एक दूसरे का हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं। जो एक्सपीरियंस हमारे पास है हम उसको यूज करके आपको रास्ता बताएं और एक दिन आप सक्सेसफुल हो। ऐसा ही सिंपल सा मोटर है हमारी जिंदगी का, हमारे से अकेडमी में ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है, सिंपल वेरी सिंपल, राइट? आई होप ये सेशन आपके लिए यूजफुल रहा होगा और कभी फ्यूचर में भी any information if you want you can always contact me, you or to answer to me. So thank you very much, take care, thank you very much.
Good afternoon, guys. Can I take this corner? First of all, I'm happy to be here and thank you, all of you. That's about me. I'm from Doon. I am from two schools. First school was St. Joseph's Academy. Second was Cambridge. You guys are from, any of you guys from Cambridge here? St. Joseph's? Cambridge? Okay, nobody. That's fine. It's okay. So yeah, coming back to the slide now. Introduction to Merchant Navy, okay? So, what is Merchant Navy? Whereas Merchant Navy is about transportation of cargo and commercial purposes, right? So Merchant Navy plays a critical role in international trade. International trade, when you talk about international trade, it is about transporting of goods in containers. You've seen containers, big containers outside moving on the road. So that is just one commodity that you see on the road, the containers. But there are various other commodities like oil, gas, which cannot be put into containers, but they are transported by big ships. You guys have seen it everywhere. So basically, cargo ships looks like that. The second point is various products and goods are transported by ships. So Merchant Navy deals with transportation of goods. Okay? Things that it provides one country to the other, and if you don't have that, there's a lot of problem. So you need big ships to move big equipment, and that is done by Merchant Navy. Okay, moving up next. Everybody is okay? Yeah, lovely. Difference between Merchant Navy and Indian Navy. So like I told you, Indian Navy is for defense purposes and protecting the EEZ. EEZ, what is EEZ is? Exclusive Economic Zone. Every country has the right around its waters, and that is the EEZ, Exclusive Economic Zone. So Indian Navy guys, they go on the ships, they protect the coastline from pirates or from attackers. So they are protecting defense purposes basically. And Merchant Navy, like I told you, is for commercial purposes and for transportation of cargo from one country to the other. Okay. Why? Why to join the Merchant Navy? Can anybody answer? Have you guys heard about Merchant Navy before? Before me coming here? You heard about it, right? What did you hear about it? Why? Why? For the money? Yeah, I was expecting somebody to say that. But it's okay. Yeah, that is one of the major reasons why people join the Merchant Navy, and why I also joined the Merchant Navy is because it provides early financial stability in your life. So, tax-free income. If you maintain your NRE, NRE is your non-resident Indian status. If you maintain that, you don't have to pay any taxes. And there's a high pay scale. The pay scale ranges from $500 from a cadet to $10,000 to the captain. So you all know how to convert, right? USD to INR. 1 USD is 83 rupees right now. So accordingly, you can check the salary status of, different companies. But it ranges from $500, $600 from a cadet to $10,000 to $15,000 as a captain. So it's a high pay scale, the high income salary, it's a high paying job, plus you don't have to pay the taxes. That's the good part. Okay. Exposure. By exposure, we mean that you are exposed to a lot of places, a lot of people, multinational crew, multinational food, multi-cuisines basically. You can go out, you can, travel, you can see different places. So that is what I meant by exposure. And the third thing is medical benefits. You are covered by the company medically. If you have any problems, if your family has any problems, you are covered medically by the company, by the shipping company that you're working with. Okay, so money is the main factor, of course. Exposure is the second point, which I feel that Merchant Navy, it gives you the chance to see the world, experience different cultures, go out for shore leaves, buy different products, and it basically opens your, the way you think about the whole scenario. Any questions till now? Anybody? No questions? Okay. So yeah, international exposure and cultural exchange. You interact with multinational crew members, and you experience diverse cultures and traditions. Yeah, but all this is happening while you're working, okay? It's not a holiday. It's not a cruise holiday that you're going on. You're working also. And then all this is following. Okay. So what ranks are there in the Merchant Navy? So I joined the deck side, the deck department. There are two other departments, the engineering department and the galley department. So the galley department is related to mostly cooking and serving, basically hospitality. And the deck department is related to navigation of the ship. Everybody knows what is navigation? Yeah, lovely. So navigation of the ship, which I can tell you more about the deck department because I work as a chief officer. So that is what my specialty is, right? So we have a chart here which we'll be showing later. So navigation is basically, if you talk about land navigation, it is all on your mobile phones, Google Maps, right? You have, if you want to go from here to Clock Tower, you can see the GPS coordinates from here and it plans out the route for you. But you don't have that out at sea. So what do? You have big charts. Can two people come here and open the chart, please? This is the southernmost point of Sri Lanka. You've seen Sri Lanka? It's like a drop of water, right? The shape of Sri Lanka is like the drop of water, one drop. So this is the southernmost point of Sri Lanka, and you have to plan your passage going into the waters along the coast. I can circulate this chart later. We can see that the courses have been made. This is from going from Singapore to the Red Sea. So the courses have been made, and you can see this is the southernmost part of Sri Lanka, and you have to navigate by using the charts. You don't have your mobile phone and Google Maps out at sea. You have to navigate by plotting courses. So this is what you will learn as a cadet in your training institute. If you go to TS Rahman, if you go to MMTI, if you go to, suppose say, Anglo-Eastern, you will be learning how to plot these courses, how to maintain your course of the ship, and how to navigate and how to reach from place A to place B. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. So you start off as a deck cadet. Okay, deck cadet is the, I would not say the least, but the base of the deck department. So you start off as a deck cadet, get promoted to a third officer, then get promoted to a second officer, and then to the chief officer, and then finally to become a captain. But in all these ranks, you have to give exams. You have to give exams between deck cadet and third officer and second and chief officer. I'm sorry, I'm just destroying the whole board, but that's the two spots where you have to give exams. And finally, for the captain, you have to give the exam. Okay? So, deck cadet is one option that you have. The other option is the engineering department, where you will join as the junior engineer. Okay? And then go up the ranks to become a chief engineer. But the master of the ship is only if you join the deck department, you can become the captain. You cannot become the captain if you join the engineering department. Okay. So yeah, any questions? Moving on to the next slide. The schedule on board as a deck cadet. Now, a lot of people have asked me before that when you joined the ship the first time, what was the schedule? Because there has been a lot of rumors that cadets have been like troubled unnecessarily, and there have been incidents where cadets have jumped from the ship and stuff like that. But I experienced none of that because I was working for a good company, I had good people around me, so I just wanted to narrow down the schedule that a cadet follows in a regular day. So the day starts at 0400 hours. Now everybody here is aware of the 12 and 24-hour format, right? Yeah? Okay. So the day starts at 4 o'clock in the morning. For that you have to wake up at 3:30, mind you. So 3:30 you wake up, 4 o'clock you go for your navigational watch. Okay? That is with the chief officer. So you go for your navigational watch where you learn about all these things. You learn about maintaining the ship's course, monitoring the voyage. You learn how to respond to emergencies, how to plot ship's position, and how to use the bridge equipments. Okay. So all that is just a detailed explanation. Okay. So the next thing, all these things that I'm discussing with you are points that you guys have asked me before. I have taken a lot of classes over here with the previous students. So I know that you guys think about all these things when you decide to join the career. So that is why I already have it on the screen. Okay? If you have any questions, just raise your hand. Don't feel shy. We'll talk about it. If you want to talk outside, we can talk about it outside. Okay? Perfect. So, food and recreational activities on board. Everybody knows what recreation means? Yeah? Okay. So for recreation, you have a sports room, you have a gym, you have a sauna, you have a media room. This is all on the ship. Okay? For food, you have veg and non-veg options. Don't worry, if you're a vegetarian, you will be taken care of. Okay? It's not a hard and fast thing that you have to eat chicken or you have to develop non-veg habits. Even if you're a vegetarian, it's okay. That's not a problem. Indian food, yes. Veg and non-veg options, yes. Especially Sundays. Sundays are famous for biryanis. Even in your maritime training institutes, you will be having biryani, so that is why I mentioned it separately. Okay, occasional ship parties. Okay. Moving on to shore leaves. Shore leaves mean that you will be going out to shore and you will be experiencing the culture. You can go out and buy some food, buy some products. So basically just going out of the ship and looking at things around. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? No? Okay. Types of ships. So what do you understand by different types? Different types means different cargoes, right? Oil, gas, containers, bulk cargo. Then you have passengers. Passengers are basically cruise vessels. So I've narrowed them down into bulk carriers, containers, tankers, passenger ships. Offshore support vessels are support vessels which are engaged in special operations. You will see them in the next slide. So bulk carriers carry raw materials in bulk like rice, wheat, sulfur, iron ore, stuff like that. You know, big openings, big hatch openings in which the gantry or the crane goes in and picks up stuff. Okay. Container ships, the one that I showed you, it's always picking and dropping containers. Then tankers, they load and discharge with pipes and tons of cargo. You can't even imagine how big a cargo tank is. This room size is just 10% of the bigger tank, and you have 7 such tanks. So tons of cargo. Anyways, so yeah, what academic qualifications do you need to join the merchant navy? Stays the same. English 50% and PCM 60%. And I guess there is some age barrier also. So please ask Umesh sir later about your requirements, and yeah, so that is the basic academic qualifications. So additional academic requirements will be fulfilled by the Maritime Training Institute when they will train you to go on the ship. Okay, so this is your school education, basic requirement, and then comes your additional requirement which will be fulfilled by the Maritime Institute. Maritime institutes and training centers. So you must have heard about a lot of institutes, right? In Bombay, Chennai. All these training institutes provide you with your nautical science degree. They will train you of how to use that chart, of how to navigate the ship, and various other trainings related to fire, related to personal survival, related to fast rescue boat, and medical care. So on the ship, you are 25 people. There is no doctor, so you have to be helping the other guy if he's in need, right? You heard of CPR? Everybody, CPR. Yeah, you pump and then you breathe. You pump and breathe. So you are taught all that in those. So maritime training institutes, we know there are institutes, they train you with all these things, fire, medical care, and life saving, and also emergency responding to emergencies. How do you talk to the search and rescue people? All those trainings are covered by the Maritime Institute. Okay, so one thing is AI, the other thing is digitalization. When I joined the ship, there was no internet on board. Okay, there used to be no contact. But now with Starlink, with things like your Marlink, your Starlink, you have connectivity and you can talk to your family every day. Practically, when I'm on work, I get WhatsApp messages from my family. So it's improved to that level. If I'm on the ship, out in the Pacific Ocean, my phone is ringing. I can check what my mom is telling me. So you don't have to worry about, not being connected or staying away from home. You can instantly pull it out and do a video call, right? But in your off working hours, not in your working hours. Okay. So basically, internet and AI taking over the merchant navy, improving it in a lot of ways. Oh, it's finished. That was it from my side. I covered the main topics, but if there is something that you wish to ask me, please go ahead. This is the moment. You have to ask now. Yes, please. Go ahead. Good evening.
Advantages and luxurious life about the merchant navy.
Yeah.
I would like to know the difference of this.
Well, that's one good question. and demerits are a few. If you want to count them as demerits, that is up to you. First of all, staying away from family. You won't see them live in front, but you can see them on the video call. You can't see your family every day. Second is if you crave to eat something. Yeah. If I want to eat samosa for breakfast, I don't get that. If I want to go out for a bike ride, I can't do that. Right? Cravings. That is one thing. Second is family. Third thing is what I feel is the only demerit for me is if I lose somebody at home. Losing somebody means if somebody dies close to me. I can't be there. Or if somebody is sick, I can't be there at that moment. It will take me time to get back home. That is the only demerit that I feel. Otherwise, you get used to the whole situation. Yeah, that's all. Any other questions? Yeah, please pass on the mic.
Sir,
Whoa,
what is firing practice area?
firing practice area. Okay, that is more of an Indian Navy thing. So what happens is when you are transiting international waters, they mark an area. Are you listening to me? They mark an area in which they are doing military practices, like shells are exploding, they are doing military exercises. So that area is called a military practice area. And you're not supposed to pass through that. Okay?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So, like you said that in the marketing, it's like AI is taking over.
Yes.
So, what kind of changes have been there after coming from the AI in the merchant navy?
So AI is basically taking over weather, basically we call it weather optimization. Initially the captains used to read the weather, they used to see the weather and predict and navigate. But now since AI is there, it predicts the weather and it tells you the most optimized route to take across the ocean. So basically we are using AI for weather optimization and crossing the ocean by using the weather layer on it. That's the one.
Good evening, sir.
Yep.
So, I have worked in US where in Russian Navy, they're allowed to carry weapons in case of fire attacks. So, what would be the reason for European weapons not accepting them?
Are you talking about merchant navy people carrying weapons?
Yes, sir.
No merchant navy ship in the world is allowed to carry weapons.
So, what about the in case of any fire attack?
Yeah, so you can hire the armed guards and you can hire private teams. So they come on board and they protect the vessel. They come on a contract. But no merchant navy ship is allowed to carry weapons or even like bombs or stuff like that. No ammo, no ammunitions on board. Yeah.
Sir, doesn't it feel like to be exhausted by seeing water and no land around you?
It does, but you get used to it. The tackling has to be done well in advance. Your aim is not to get into the rough seas, and if you get it, there is a special study about how to navigate through it. It's called meteorology. You heard of the subject? Meteorological stations? You heard of meteorology? It's okay. Meteorology is basically the study of weather and weather patterns. So meteorology is a different subject in your whole program which you will be studying. So the first thing is you don't get to that area. You plan your passage in a way that you are always in a manageable environment. And the second thing is if you get there, you should know how to get out of that place. That's all. Yeah, the has also reached there. Yeah, everybody happy? Okay, thank you guys. I would like to answer.
Okay, thanks for Chief Officer Divyang to deliver the lecture, wonderful lecture for the students. Basically, as I told you earlier, this is the carrier of Merchant Navy, a part of the defense forces. So, the Mittal, Chief Officer Divyang and I have put complete information about the Merchant Navy. They shared the practical experience on board ship जैसे मैंने बताया, he was a student of Doon Defense Academy like you. Okay?
Kindly subscribe DDA YouTube channel and don't forget to press bell icon.